This is Colman Domingo's year, folks, hands down. Nominated for an Oscar for his portrayal of Black gay civil rights, Bayard Rustin. And he is also starring in a musical film celebrating Nat King Cole, for which he has written the damn script. But for Domingo, the pinnacle of success lies not in Hollywood acclaim, but in the life-changing encounter in 2005 that led to a lifelong partnership with his husband of 19 years. He shared their love story on the Graham Norton Show, and everyone on the set felt love for this happy gay couple. Happy Valentine's Day. Watch this.
I love this story. I want to get this story in because, you know, those missed connection columns in the thing. And we all love reading them, but you assume nothing ever comes of those missed connection columns. Colman Domingo.
Until you're me. And you're in Berkeley, California in 2005, and you're minding your business going into a Walgreens, which is like a Boots here. So I'm going in there because it's a Sunday night. I live in New York. I'm just going there in Berkeley to get a mask for the night, you know, facial mask. So I'm walking in and I see someone walking out, has beautiful hair down to here, lip piercing, beautiful, beautiful. I see this guy and we look at each other. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm on the phone and I come outside and we look at each other and he's talking to this young woman and she seems to be angry about something. So it's a lot of like, you know, and he keeps looking at me and she's all, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And so I'm like, oh, let me get off the phone. I'm going to get off the phone. I get off the phone. They walk off down the street, but he keeps looking back. And I wave, but he just keeps going. And then I'm just dumbfounded, and I end up in a Blockbuster, you know, across the street, you know, and I don't even know what I'm doing, but I decided to look at my watch, and it was 8:03. And I came back outside, and I thought, is he here? And I thought, well, maybe I'll come back next Sunday, and he'll be here. I'm that kind of hopeless romantic. So anyway, cut to 3 days later, I'm trying to buy a used computer. And I was just scanning Craigslist. They have Craigslist over here, right?
Yeah.
I was scanning Craigslist, right? So I thought, maybe I'll place one of those missed connections ads. I wonder if they work. Because I would read them on the subway. I go to page 2 of them as I'm reading, and I see, saw you outside of Walgreens, Berkeley. He placed an ad for me 2 hours before.
Come on, bro.
I jumped up. I was like, are you kidding me? That's me. He described me with my faux hawk. It was 2005. And I was like, get out of here. So we met up 3 days later. We had our first date. I was trying to be a good boy and go home. He said, can you stay over? I said, sure, but let's just cuddle. We cuddled. I thought he was asleep. 4 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep. And I said, I think I love you and you're about to change my life. And we've been together for almost 19 years now.
Colman Domingo's adorable love story. What are we all talking about? I know. I thought Craigslist was just for rapists and people trying to scam you. Oh
well, it is, but it's also for that, you know, what just happened. But first off, can we talk about that panel? Like, I would have loved to have been on the Graham Norton Show with all of those people. But first off, the whole magical moment in love at first sight, which many people do not believe exists, but I believe it does.
Oh, but
and
romantic.
So, you know, yeah, a little bit, with like a whisper of slut on top of it.
On top, yeah.
You know, underneath it, you know, and I just love the representation of those who, you know, feel vulnerable enough to maybe turn to, in that time, like he said, the faux hawk, 2005, Craigslist was kind of like, not a safe space per se, but it was a major gay online outlet, primarily for hooking up, right? You know, in that one moment. But there was that misconnection section. It was never a section I wandered into, but I knew about it, and that is 1 in a million. Why would you not spend the rest of your life with that
19
person?
years,
right?
19 years.
It's beyond.
Oh, they're so cute. Listen, power
it's like
couple
the
of the
perfect
year.
Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was last week, but it's the perfect post-Valentine's Day story, right?
Yes. You know, and Valentine's Day, we've spoken about this, should be all the time. It shouldn't just be like on Valentine's Day, right? That's why we said Happy Valentine's Day, because it should be every day.
And kudos to him, by the way, for literally taking over the world and hopefully then some in the next few years. This is just the start with Bayard Rustin. You know,
do you think he'll win an Oscar? It's going to be so difficult.
I think that it would be the right Oscar to win. I don't know if he's going to, because it's a dirty world out there when it comes to award shows. but I think that he would be the right person to win.
Well, we're going to have our fingers crossed.
Yeah,
for
my
sure.
fingers and my toes and my feet, but
and everything.
This is just the beginning. I think that he has that same sort of realm of he can produce, write, direct. You know, Tyler Perry does everything. Jodie Foster does everything. There are those types, and I think he's that type.
Yeah, so I think we're going to be seeing a lot more.
Absolutely.
Of him. You know, like people are like, oh, you know, he became so popular recently.
And he's
been around for a while, and he's super good looking, and a gay man maybe winning an Oscar for portraying a gay man.
Yeah.
Wow.
More of him on my screen.
More, please.